The standards for 3D Mario games are some of the absolute highest in the industry. Mario 64 completely revolutionized gaming, and since then there have been numerous follow-ups that have dazzled fans. However, the black sheep of the group is for sure Mario Sunshine. This one is a lot more polarizing than something like 64, Galaxy, or Odyssey. A huge part of Mario Sunshine's controversy are the requirements for 100% completion. I've said it before and I'll keep saying it, Mario Sunshine is my favorite game of all time, but it is far from perfect. Outside of the required shines, this game has some infamous optional missions that are needed for 100% completion. I play this game fairly often, but I have only ever done 100% one time before this video. That was when I was like 11 years old or even younger, and it has been much too long since I've truly suffered on Isle Delfino. Missions like the Poison River and the Pachinko Machine are notoriously difficult, and aren't necessarily a fun challenge. However, even some of the less discussed missions gave me some issues, so be sure to stick around for analysis on those as well. 100% completion of Mario Sunshine requires us to beat every mission, including all the 8th episodes, get 2 additional shines in each world, all the Delfino Plaza shines, 100 gold coins in each world, and a whopping 240 blue coins. That all tallies up to 120 shines. It feels like this game could have just had 100, or even less. But I guess they felt like 120 was the standard. All of this teeth-pulling side questing is in fact why Mario Sunshine is the worst 3D Mario game. I don't live stream much, and I don't necessarily expect it to be a common thing on this channel. However, I had some extra time recently and decided there was no better game to do it live than with a 100% run of Mario Sunshine. The save file I used was the one that I used on the ranking video, so I had the bare minimum main missions done, but was missing a ton of shines. I only had like 55 total. I didn't even beat Bowser on that file. If you want to watch the full archived live streams, you have to become a channel member. I want to encourage my viewers to catch my streams when they're happening live, instead of just allowing anyone to go back and watch whenever. So that's why they're behind a paywall. So if you like my content and you want even more of it, consider signing up for the membership below. Anyways, I started off my live stream going for some of the easier shines in Delfino Plaza and around each world. So each level has much more than just the 8 shines that you get from the episodes. If you go back to any of the secret floodless missions, you can beat them again, but with a red coin challenge. Any world that has 2 secrets will use these as their additional shines. However, not all worlds have 2 secrets, in fact many don't. Those that don't just have secret shines elsewhere in their respective areas. Gelato Beach has one under this dune bud, Rico Harbor gives you 2 on Blooper Surfing Safari for 2 different times, Noki Bay has a gold bird, and Pianta Village has you climb up to the highest point in the game and spray the sun. Those are all complete softball pickups and made for some easy progress right away. I don't have any complaints here actually. It's generally pretty cool that you get to go back to the floodless missions and explore them with flood, and go to areas that you otherwise wouldn't be able to get to. I'm actually in complete support of these bonus shines and don't think that they take away heavily from the game. None of the red coin visits are all that challenging either. I was able to complete them with ease generally, but you know, some required a few tries for sure, but it all felt fair. I'm also not just nearly as well practiced on them compared to the actual regular secret missions, since they aren't required. Where we get some real difficulty is all the extra shines on Delfino Plaza. Again, some are brutally easy, like blasting through this door or spraying the sand here, no problem. However, there are 2 Plaza shines that are particularly infamous, the Poison River and the Pachinko Machine, both of which I mentioned in the intro. They are notorious for driving people absolutely insane with some wonky controls and overall high challenge compared to most others in the game. I've gotten them both a few times in my day, but I was still relatively unpracticed. It's been a long time since I've truly attempted them. However, I know that with the Pachinko Machine, you can actually cheese a few of the coins from behind it, which is always helpful. Generally, it seems that using flood too much though is a surefire way to get killed here, so just be really careful. You can steer Mario pretty well without flood, and a lot of the coins can be obtained that way. Also, don't go into this with the rocket nozzle at all. Take the boat and jump into it with the hover nozzle. It'll save you. I was able to snag the Pachinko shine after a few tries, and I even did it twice for one of my friends in the live stream chat. The Poison River is a bit different. Honestly, you don't need to spray too much to get the thing going. The lily pad will just start to move very, very fast on its own, and steering is way more your concern. I got very close a few times, and I did try to cheese it just by running off the edge and grabbing the coin. However, I wasn't successful there, so I had to do it legit. Eventually I got there, but it is just a huge weight off your shoulders once you get these two done. They are worthy of all their infamy and discussion online. Before we get into the next major segment, we have one other miscellaneous shine to cover. For my ranking video, I beat nearly all the main episodes in the game, including all the optional 8th ones. However, I did not finish the Watermelon Festival, which I put dead last on my list. I've hated this episode my entire life, and so many other people do as well. The watermelon is just so fragile, and the cataquacks are relentless. However, thanks to some helpful YouTube comments on the ranking video, I learned that you can actually kill the cataquacks with the Dune Buds. I don't think I ever knew that, and if I did, it was long forgotten. I was able to dispose of the ones on the lower level, and then I did a quick bypass of those on the upper level. With that, it actually wasn't too bad, but man was I dreading it. Okay, so the next big challenge is 100 coins in each level, including Delfino Plaza. If I recall, the first thing I actually did on stream was get the 100 coins in the plaza since it's really easy. There's an absolute abundance of them, especially underground. Not every other world is so easy though. This is where some of the frustration really built for me. You know it's bad when you're looking up recommended episodes to do each 100 coin challenge. Some folks recommend episode 1 for Sirena Beach because you get so many coins by just spraying around the area. However, as you get higher and higher, the coins become very scarce. It was infuriating, and I got all the way up to 91 before I threw in the towel. All that effort just for nothing. It just became too frustrating, and I had to throw it in. This then leads to the next issue. When you choose to enter the hotel or casino in Sirena Beach, you cannot go back. So you better hope there's enough coins left. It's really hard to gauge that because most of the coins are in hidden locations in the game. So you have to be really careful here. Typically I like to pick any mission where Yoshi is available because he's able to eat so many extra things and they almost always give you coins. A prime example of this is in Pianta Village with the beehives. A lot of folks here also recommend episode 1, but I would say you definitely want to pick 5. Gelato Beach was yet another instance where I picked the wrong episode and absolutely paid the piper for it. Do not pick 6. You need to pick 8. There's not really any gold coins swimming around with the red coins in the coral reef, so it's not worth it. And that shines light on one of this game's biggest flaws compared to 64. They have to be gold coins specifically. Not even the blue coins give you anything extra. Mario 64 was so much more chill about all this. The red coins were out in every single mission, and they always counted towards your total. Blue coins were also solely meant to give you a huge boost towards 100 in that game. But here, no. Gold only, chop chop. Okay, are you ready for the real reason why this game sucks? The blue coins. They went way overboard here with 240 total. There are 30 in each of the 7 worlds, and then another 30 in Delfino Plaza. They could have easily just done 10 in each world, even 20, but no, we have twice the blue coins that we do total shines in the game. The main issue I have here is that it is extremely challenging to keep track of what you have and knowing how many are in certain areas. With a checklist or guide, it's not that bad. However, going in blind, how am I supposed to know there are exactly 4 on the pillars in the depths of Noki Bay? I would otherwise have gotten the 4, then been looking around for a 5th one forever, only to never find one. If there was some indicator that you got everything you need to exit the area, that would have been a huge help. I cannot imagine doing the blue coins without any kind of guide or help, and I've never done so. Even when I was a little kid and beat this game 100% for the first time, I used some form of a checklist. The internet was very much around, and if you are critical of somebody using guides for these things, then you seriously need to consider how much free time you have compared to other people. Another huge issue with this challenge is mission-specific coins. Some of them make sense. There's a bunch of unique ones in Rico Harbor Episode 1 because the whole scenery is greatly affected by the presence of the boss. However, an example that drives me insane is this flower bed in Sirena Beach. If you spray this thing on Episode 1, it won't trigger, and you'll think you already got it. Or that you checked and there just isn't a blue coin there. But no, you come back on a later mission, spray it again, and... There's no indication that this coin should be mission specific, and this is not the only example of something like that happening in the game. I just think this one is the most egregious. The positive aspect of blue coins is that you truly get to experience the entire game. You will uncover every single inch of Isle Delfino looking for these things, and you will go to heights that will make your own stomach jump if you fall. In that way, the blue coins are fun. Overall then, my issues with this quest are that there are way too many coins, there's no indication if you've cleared a certain area other than the overall coin count, and the mission-specific triggers can be very cryptic and unnecessary. Delfino Plaza's blue coins are split up. There's 19 in the main hub, then 1 on the airstrip, and then the last 10 in Corona Mountain. The Corona Mountain blue coins require you to use the infamous boat, and this is what's considered the real final boss in the game by some. Again, very satisfying to get this done with. If you're careful, the boat isn't the worst thing in the world, but dang, it's picky. It just makes me reflect on that there are a lot of highly sensitive things in Mario Sunshine. The boat, the watermelons, this puzzle in Casino Delfino, the pachinko machine, the lily pads, it goes on and on. You have to be very, very careful with a lot of things in this game. With all that finished up, we get to do the most satisfying thing in the entire world. No, it is not beating Bowser. It's giving all of our blue coins to these folks. Saving them all for one big trade is absolutely the way to go. Now with 119 shines, we can go and fight Bowser. The battle's not too hard. You can get tossed by the dirty bathwater and die that way, but otherwise it's really not that hard. Also, pretty fun to use the rocket nozzle this much. But with that, the credits roll, we get a special photo for getting every single shine. Here's the problem though. My girlfriend was watching this when I completed it, and upon seeing the photo, she instantly goes, "Oh my god, it looks like The Shining." So yeah, that's forever associated in my mind now. Our reward for getting everything is this little shine icon next to the file name, and the sunglasses guy now gives us this incredible Hawaiian shirt to bring home the vacation look. Is that worth it all? Probably not, but that's why I never do these extra shines. Sure, it was worth it to make yet another video about this game, but that's about it. I mean, I just like talking about Mario Sunshine, so inevitably this was the way to go. So anyways, thank you all so much for listening to me talk about this game for literally the 3rd time this year. This game is so important to me, and even though it may be the worst 3D Mario game to many, it'll always be my favorite game of all time. Despite the slew of criticism that I just hurled at this game, I still love it. So with that, thanks for watching.